Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm here at Way Mountain for our Asia timetable chant class. Thank you for joining us. The last time we talked, I think there were a couple questions outstanding. We had to cut them short because of time considerations. Are those questions still there, or have they been resolved? Go ahead, Jane.
Thank you, Master. So my question is a follow-up of what you said. At that time, you said a miscarriage. And when you have a miscarriage, the child and the mother still have this bonding. So my follow-up question was, if this is a natural miscarriage versus abortion, is there any difference? Thank you.
Of course, there's a major difference between a miscarriage and an abortion. What's the difference? The difference is that a miscarriage is unintentional, whereas an abortion is actually an intentional act of termination, of killing, if you will. So it's an act of rejection of your own child who were drawn to you for the various reasons. And the baby is drawn to you, so it's looking forward to be with you, and yet you turn around and you said, I don't want you anymore. I'm going to terminate my pregnancy. And therefore, it's a very major rejection from the baby's perspective. Whereas the miscarriage is unplanned, and no one wants to have a miscarriage, and therefore it's really not an act of rejection, and therefore it's a lot easier to resolve. Okay, it's a lot easier on you. If you have a miscarriage, yes, chances are that the baby is still with you, and because it's drawn to you in the first place. But there is no anger, residual anger toward you, because you did not reject the baby. Okay. So ultimately, there is what does it mean to you? It depends. There's no fixed cases. In some cases, in most cases, when you have a miscarriage, the babies are still attached to you, and therefore it's a burden to you and to your family. Whereas when you have an abortion, the baby is attached to you, but it's also very angry at you and your family and the doctor and the people who caused the abortion. Does it help?
Thank you for your explanation.
Okay, you're welcome. Anyone else? Yes, go ahead.
Dear Master.
Yes.
I have a question about transferring merit and virtue. When you transfer merit and virtue, we transfer for the all living beings, but sometimes we transfer the merit and virtue for family or friends or helping other people. So I wonder why we transfer merit and virtue, family or friends. We already transfer merit and virtue for the all living beings.
Okay, good question. It's number one, what we teach you is to learn to give away the goodness from your cultivation. Okay, this is the spirit of Mahayana practices. When you practice and you're creating a lot more good than you realize. Okay, and therefore, consistent with our philosophy, when we do something good, is only solely for the purpose of helping others. Okay, and when we help others, we transfer the merit and virtues of our cultivation, our good deeds to others. And furthermore, we transfer to all living beings, meaning we don't discriminate. Okay, so that's the proper practice for the transference. When you make a transference, you always do that. You always transfer the goodnesses. Don't transfer the bad things you did. Okay, that doesn't help. And if all the goodnesses, all the advantages you created by your deeds, by your practices, you give them away. You don't keep any of it. Okay, and you give it away to everyone equally. Okay, that's the spirit. Practically speaking, if you give away the merit and virtue you created to the whole universe, you can imagine it's very, very tiny. Okay, it's a lot of living beings there. But it doesn't matter for us that we just give away to everyone indiscriminately. And that's the proper way of the transference. All right? But it's very tiny when you think about it. And on the other hand, it doesn't matter. When you do that, you're taught not to discriminate. You're taught not to calculate. Okay? Because if you don't calculate, then your act of giving is a lot more beneficial for you. Because every time you do a transference like that, as soon you give away, let's say, 1,000 units of merit and virtue you created, okay, then to everyone, to all the living beings in the universe, actually, if you do it properly, there is a multiplier for whatever comes back to you. Every single deed of goodness, okay, has a multiplier effect that goes back to you. So you give away 1,000 units of goodness and you create it through your personal practice, okay? Because you do it right, then what comes back to you is actually maybe, let's say, just to keep things simple, maybe another 1,000 units. So what comes back to you, 1 million units of goodness to you. So that's why it's always advantageous. You do it indiscriminately, and whatever I have as good for that goodness I've created, I give it away to everyone. Therefore, the multiplier coming back to you is pretty big. Okay? So that's why, that's a principle in Buddhism. When you give away properly, what comes back to you is much bigger than what you give away. That's why you never lose. All right? So you give away and it comes back to you a lot. And then that's yours. And then now your next step is you decide to give away to the people who really need it. For example, your family and your relatives who actually are in trouble right now, they could use some special attention. You give it away to them. That's the second pass. Okay. Now, because you have a lot more units of merit and virtue, now you can give away to someone in particular. Okay. And unfortunately, when you do that, okay, your multiplier would not be as big this time around. Okay. So that's why, in principle, the first time you give away, the multiplier is big. Okay, pretty big. Okay, and then second time around, okay, you give away, and then the multiplier coming back to you is a little bit smaller, and next pass will be smaller and smaller and smaller. That's how it works. It's not infinite. Does it make sense?
Thank you, Master.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Yes, 6.
Hello, Master. A follow-up question on transference. Is there a way when recording we transferring to the needy one? So I thought the way you taught was we first do transfers to all living beings, number one, and then after that we transfer to maybe my boyfriend, something like that. But I recently heard it the other way was a standard where you first transfer to maybe my boyfriend first, and then second transfer to all living beings. Please, would you elaborate on that? Which one is the more proper way? Thank you, Master.
What I just taught is the proper way. What you brought up is improper. Okay, it's not a good way to do it at all. Yes, in the back, there's a question in the back. 7.
Amitabha, Master. I just wanted to ask for your protection.
Okay.
Master, I just feel so much like energy coming into my head. Like I feel like people is trying to enter into my brain or something like that.
Okay.
Can you please help me?
Okay. Okay. You know, we have many classes for you, Chan classes for you, all sorts of sessions for you. It's all designed to help you. Even I have been teaching Chan meditation for a long time, close to 19 years now. And I'm doing it because it's very useful for everyone involved, myself included. Okay, and so that's why we encourage you to take as many classes as possible. Don't worry about whether this is too advanced for you or too low for you. It doesn't matter. Okay. If you have time, when you have a chance to meditate, and you happen to have a class there, whether it's in person, whether it's online, feel free to join, okay? Because most of our instructors are pretty good. When you meditate with them, the first thing that you will benefit from is that when you sit with someone stronger than you, then your chi will increase, will flow a lot stronger than you were to do it by yourself. It's always more advantageous. Similarly, if you happen to sit with someone who's weaker than you, let's say an instructor who is weaker than you, then tough luck on you. That person will drain you. Okay? Instead of helping you, they will drain you. So this is what happens in all our classes. Our instructors are supposed to be stronger than you. And if you happen to be stronger than our instructors, then you're welcome to move on to the next instructor and so forth and so forth. But in principle, when you meditate, the immediate benefit for you, doesn't matter what level you are, okay, especially certainly in my class, you will, the one thing that's going to happen to you is your chi will flow a lot stronger. When the chi flows stronger, what it does, it provides healing to your body. You know, in the Japanese, there's a concept of ki, where they say this life energy actually came from the qi concept from the Chinese. And so this qi here is a life energy that flows throughout your body. And that's what sustains your life. If your qi is obstructed anywhere, it causes physical illnesses for you, as well as mental illnesses. If your qi is actually stuck in your brains, that's where a lot of your mental illnesses reside. So the process of meditation is very, very simple. You meditate, okay, and naturally, the first thing that happens is you build your qi around your navel. Look at it as a battery. So every time you meditate, you charge up your battery around your navel. Okay, that's the Taoists call it Thiền. Okay, and their definition of Thiền is a little bit off, but it's okay. It's the same concept where it's an area where your qi actually builds up. What they're off is that the location of the qi, by their definition, is wrong. You can ignore it. Okay? Just for your reference, because many of you have some exposure to Taoist practices, especially Asians, and therefore you bound to have reference points. So I'm telling you, the Thiền we talked about here is around your navel. Okay, and that's where your battery is. Okay, everyone has a battery. It's right there around your Thiền. So when you meditate, it charges your battery. Okay, and then the one thing I want you to see, I want you to be aware of is, as your battery becomes full, okay, it starts rising. The qi starts rising in a column around your vertebrae. Okay, so it keeps rising and rising and rising and rising. So along the way, it will clear out a lot of obstructions, qi obstructions in your body. Okay, so for example, when you first start, many of you will experience improvements in your digestion because it's around your stomach area. Okay, it will regulate your digestive fluids and a lot of things. It's a natural thing. You don't even have to worry about it. It happens naturally. It's a natural process of your human body. Okay, so when you meditate, you actually are doing personal healing for yourself. It doesn't matter which level you are. That happens for every single person. So you heal yourself around the stomach area. So, for example, some people have some digestive systems, digestion problems. Then they start experiencing some difficulties, and eventually overcome it. Okay, those discomforts will go away. Then that means it's been fixed and moves up the next area and up and up and up and up and up. Got that? So it clears out your body. I'm teaching you a very simple version of it. Okay, there's a lot more involved than I can explain to you. But very simple fact is that when you meditate, again, I stress, doesn't matter which level you are, you actually providing your own healing through your qi. Okay? The qi has to flow. That's naturally happens to you. So it rises and rises and rises. Okay? So I want to give you this model here because this is not explained to you. Okay? I give you a very simple version where you go up this way around the column, okay, in your around your vertebrae. Okay? Then it goes up and it clears the lungs area, clears the throat area, it clears the sinuses area, and then it goes to your brains. Okay? So you have to clear yourself. You have to heal yourself, okay, before you can move on to the next level. Again, very simple model for you. It's a lot more than that, but give you a very simple model. For example, you first come to the class, okay, you're first learning what level you are at the starting point of your samadhi level, whether it's 0 or 1 or 10 or whatever, it doesn't matter. You are doing that every single time. You're at 10, you're healing at 10 level in your stomach, and then it goes up to here, higher. And then when you go to the head, that's when you realize that actually there's a lot more going on up here, and you struggle, and you have these things that number 7 just asked there. He says he realized that, I now all of a sudden I realize that things are happening up here. Their energy is coming in and going out, coming and going out. Okay? And so that happens naturally. Okay? And finally, in order for you to improve to the next level, 10 to 11, you have to clear it up here. This is why it rises up here, okay? And here you are 10 because there's some blockages up here. So eventually, as you keep on meditating, these blockages up here will be freed up, will be broken through. And that's how you push to 11. Got that? I give you a model of why people improve. Why? Because there's always my interest is to help you improve. So every time you meditate, that's what you do. You are unblocking yourself. Okay? And that's why I can't stress enough. It's so important for you to meditate every day because it's self-maintenance. Okay? Your body chi is blocked for various reasons. Okay? 24 hours a day, and they build up, and therefore you need to clean them up. Okay? You clear out those blockages. Can I put it in this way for you? It's a matter of life and death. Chan meditation is a matter of life and death. You don't meditate, these blockages inside of you build up. If you let them build up here, the more stuck you're up here, the more you see these energy in and out, in and out. That's all. The only way for you to defend yourself is to meditate. Okay? You have to meditate, and you meditate. So if you feel that you are down, you're depressed, because up here, you're being attacked up here. Okay? You have anxious energy, and therefore you be attacked up here. Therefore, you need to meditate. Very simple model. Okay? On the other hand, in her case, it's a little bit more severe because it's up here, the blockages are very strong, and therefore, even if she meditates, she still struggles with it. It will be a long, long time before she's able to unblock up here. Okay? And it happens to everyone. It doesn't matter which level you are. Sometimes the blockages are stronger than your current level or next level is able to handle. Therefore, you need help. That's all. Okay? And you need help, you're worried about that. Talk to XS, talk to someone. Okay? Your problem is nothing new to us. Okay? And there's a proper way to handle it, and that we've been using for a long, long time, 19 years. That's what all we've been doing is patiently explain to you and resolve these issues. That's all. Don't look for a miracle, because I'm going to be blunt with you. We are not miracle workers. It's hard work. Okay? We have problems. It's hard work to fix the problems. Okay? It takes time. It takes efforts. Okay? But it can be done.
Thank you. Thank you, Master.
Okay?
May I please ask for the hands and knives?
Yeah, they'll talk to them. Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. Anyone else? Okay. Let's go into some of the Wei-Yang stuff. We have a few loaded up for you already. Okay. Men and Well is too long. It's probably don't have enough time. Half an hour. Get you Buddha and what? Buddha and the Way. Okay. Well, I can do Men and Well, I guess. Half an hour, I have to speak fast. Okay, as we've been here, we have this for quite a while. Men and Well. Among asked Master Xing Gong of Mount Shishuang, what's the intention of the patriarch coming from the West? Master Xing Gong said, let's say that there is a man who's trapped in a well that is 1,000 feet deep. If you can get him out without using any rope, then I'll answer your question. The monk said, recently Master Chang in Hunan started to teach Chan. He also gave answers that had nothing to do with the question. Master Xing Gong called a novice who happened to be Master YongHua and said, drag this dead corpse out of my sight. Later, YongHua asked Master Dan Yun, how does one get the man out of the well? Dan Yun berated him, idiot, who's in the well? YongHua later asked Master Wei Shan the same question. Master Wei Shan called out, Hui Ji. YongHua answered, yes. Wei Shan said, he's out. Later, YongHua was teaching Chan himself. He often brought up these stories and told the assembly. I got my name from Dan Yun and my ground from Wei Shan. Okay? Okay. And thank you for joining my class. One of the reasons I'm doing this is to kind of together investigate the YongHua, the Wei Shan teachings. We happen to be born way behind them, and therefore this is as close as we get to trying to get a flavor of what the Wei-Yang Chan school is about and how they train their own disciples. What's better way to learn from other than learning how Master Wei Shan taught Master YongHua and what Master YongHua taught his disciples. All right? So again, I appreciate your tuning in. So going back to here, to the thing. This is a nice illustration of the journey of Master YongHua. Okay, the journey to enlightenment and how he became a great teacher. So you see, the Chinese Chan has a very, very illustrious history of creating these tremendous Chan teachers. And I feel, in my humble opinion, I feel they're by far the best Chan teachers. In my opinion, I don't know much about the other countries, but what I've seen of the materials available, translated into English and so forth, I feel the Chinese Chan is so advanced, more so than the Indian Chan, than the Vietnam Chan, from the Japan Chan, from the Korea Chan, everything. And that's why I want to say that just to help to save you time. You want to learn more about Chan, study, investigate the Chinese Chan. It's so advanced. Okay, I feel it's really appropriate for our times. And the way they train their disciples is really superior. Okay, so this is a Chinese Chan story. So a Chinese monk, asked Master Xing Kung of Mount Shishuang. So Master Xing Kung was a Chan master. So the Chinese have a strong tradition of Chan. They have good Chan teachers. Master Xing Kung was one of them. Okay, so they have this tradition of going to seek instructions from the renowned Chan masters. Only in China do they have that. I feel that it's quintessential Chinese Chan is that, listen, boys and girls, you don't practice by yourself. If you practice by yourself, then either you have to be a patriarch already. If you're not a patriarch, then you're in big trouble. Even for a patriarch like Master, let me throw a name at you, Master Xu Yun, who's a patriarch. Okay? Even Master Xu Yun, I feel that Master Xu Yun could have done a better job for our generation by seeking a good knowing advisor, because his level is still not high enough to be practicing on his own. This is my personal opinion. Okay, he could have done a lot more for the Chinese Chan. Okay, by doing that. Okay, seeking a better teacher instead of practicing on his own. Is that clear, boys and girls? That's the first lesson I want you to learn. Okay. So a monk, meaning a Chinese monk who's wandering around, okay, who sought a teacher, who asked Master Xing Kung what his intention of patriarch coming from the West. This refers to Master Bodhidharma, Indian patriarch, who brought the Dharma from India to China. So this is actually a famous Huatou, topic investigation in the Chinese. Okay, so that's why this monk here, who doesn't matter who he is, probably not very smart monk, a very high level monk. He asked what is intention of patriarch coming from the West, because if he were good, he wouldn't be asking this question. Okay, he wouldn't be asking to Master Xing Kung either. Okay, but so this is a topic investigation. Back then in the Chinese, they would Chinese Chan masters would sit there and they would contemplate, investigate this topic. What is the patriarch's intention? Meaning, Master Bodhidharma's Chan master. What is it in mind when he goes? When he went from India to China. Okay, so this is a form of Chan, the Huatou Chan practice. Okay, so this monk here asked Master Xing Kung Mount Shishuang, okay, of that, the meaning of that Huatou. Okay, and Master Xing Kung said, if there's a man that's trapped under a deep well, and if you yourself can get him out without using any rope, I will give you the answer. Okay, not bad answer. Pretty good answer. So basically, he's basically telling, and again, okay, rarely you find. I would advise you not to discuss the Huatou things, okay, because the Huatou are not meant for you to be understood. Huatou is a different form of practice. It's wrong to try to explain the Huatou. So his question here, Xing Kung here, Xing Kung's answer is pretty good. But it doesn't help the monk. Okay, so Master Xing Kung refused to answer the Huatou question directly, the question about the Huatou directly. Okay, and so he said, instead of giving you the answer, I will give you the answer in the future if you can understand, if you can solve this problem. Okay? All right? So that's, to me, it's pretty good. Yeah, Master Sin Kung is pretty good, that the way he answered the question. Okay? However, as typical of the Chan teachers, when they give you instructions, you don't get it. So that's why the monk said, smart aleck monk said, you know, Master Chang Hunan is a new Chan teacher, and he also now picks up the habit of giving answers to the questions that are unrelated to the questions at all. Okay? So the monk actually was complaining. He said, you know, you, just like everyone else, you are not making sense. Ask you a question, your answers are nonsense to me. Okay? So Master Sin Kung called a novice, which happened to be Master Yangshan. That's why he recounted this story. He was there himself. So Master Yangshan and said, you know, drag this corpse out of my sight. Okay? Point here is that back then, you mess around with a Chan master, they slap you, they throw you out. It's not about being polite. Okay? If it happened nowadays, the class would clear up very fast, and they would put online comments and, I came to the temple and I meditated with them. I asked them a question and they threw me out because they gave me some nonsense answer and they threw me out. I'm never coming back to the temple again. And you know, and then it picks up from the Republicans made a big deal out of it, and then pretty soon no Republican ever comes to the temple, or Democrat. Okay, and this is the nature of our times. One idiot made a comment online and ruined it for the rest of the world. But back then, it's very brutal. Master Sin Kung says, you are such an idiot. You don't deserve to live. Get out of here. You drag him out. Okay? That's how brutal Master Sin Kung was, because the monk is too stupid. Okay? And that's the nature of the Chan instructions. By the way, when you hear Chan instructions, I know you don't get it, but I can't tell people to drag that corpse of yours out of sight. Master Sin Kung back then is that violent. Okay? If you're disrespectful, they throw you out immediately. I know you're disrespectful. You deserve to be thrown out, but we can't because of the online issue we have nowadays. Okay, yes, a few people complain and, you know, we get from a 5, perfect 5, down to a 1. Well, that's life. We're not here. We're not worried about reputation. We're not worried about the public opinion. Okay, if it takes we have to deal with 10,000 dead corpses, it's really the outweigh any very handful of good people. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, so anyway, I want you to see the violence of back then. You don't deserve it, and you dare to be disrespectful, they throw you out immediately. Okay, that's end story. That's it. You don't deserve it. Get out. And later, Master Yangshan now has a problem. He said, oh, I'm glad that he didn't throw me out. So that's how Yangshan was trained. Master Yangshan said, shut up and be respectful. You see that? That's his training. Got that? Master Yangshan is very blessed. He got the right exposure very young, very early on. So later, Master Yang Shan, who is bothered by that Hua Tou, he said, why did Master Bodhidharma went from India to China and not, let's say, Japan or Korea or Vietnam or Sri Lanka, whatever, what is it in mind? That's reasonable, right? And why did Master Sin Kung give him an answer that says, suppose there's a guy who was under the well, okay, and if I can figure out save him without using a rope, maybe I can come back to Master Sin Kung and get the answer from him. See, Yang Shan is pretty smart. Okay? He said, I lucked out, so I better go try to find an answer somewhere. Okay. So Master Yang Shan later went under Master Tan Yuan, okay, and Master Tan Yuan was the one who gave him the full precepts, ordained him full ordination to Master Yang Shan. So Master Yang Shan asked Master Tan Yuan, told him about the story. And he said, Shifu, teacher, how do I get that man out of the well? Okay, you see, because Master Yang shall probably notice Master Tan Yuan liked him and gave him full ordination. So Master Tan Yuan scolded him and said, "Idiot, who's in the well?" I want you to know, okay, how difficult it is to get the answer. Okay, it's not that easy. Don't think you are entitled to the answer. So Master Yang Shan was bothered by this Kung An for a long time. Kung An for a long time, but he waited and waited until the proper time. He asked his own teacher and to be scolded himself. He said, "Idiot, who's in the well?" Which is another question. Not only is a man who's stuck in the well, but the second problem he has to answer is, who is in the well? I like Daniel. Huh? It's pretty good. All right. So later, Master Yang Shan still couldn't find the answer. And this is why in the Chinese tradition, Chan tradition, he wondered. He could not find the answer under Tan Yuan, so he wandered to next teacher, till we found Master Wei Shan. Okay, he was studying under Master Wei Shan for a while. All right, this is my Hollywood version, mind you. You try to find this online, it's not anywhere. Okay, it's my Hollywood version. So Master Yang Shan waited, and then he went and said, "Wow, Master Wei Shan is such a wonderful teacher." And so he learned under Master Wei Shan. And one day he said, "Now it's time for me to ask my master. Okay, the thing that's been bothering me for years, a lot of years." You see, so he'd been thinking about this Hua Tou for a long time. Got that? This is his journey of discovery. Don't think that you can simply waltz into a temple and expect to be enlightened. You will be given instructions that you don't understand. If you understand everything you're told, then you don't deserve to be here. You don't belong here. You better move on. Okay? So what happened to Master Yang Shan is very special. He was under Master Sin Kung, and he said, "Okay, I don't dare ask a question because he will throw me out." Okay? He went to Tan Yuan. He kissed up to Tan Yuan until Tan Yuan gave him full ordination. And then he said, "Now my master likes me. It's safe for me to ask him now." Okay? So he asked him, and sure enough, Tan Yuan scolded him and said, "You idiot. You want the answer? Okay? You have to tell me who it is. I tell you the answer." If I were Yang Shan, I'd say, Suppose it's me. You see, but anyway, YongHua was not a real smart aleck yet. Okay? If it were me, I'd say, Master, it's yours truly. I'm stuck in the well for the last several years. Since Master Sing Kong, it really bothers me. Okay? Can you save me? But no, YongHua at the time was too Chinese, if you will. So anyway, so Master Tang Yuan says, "You idiot! Who's in the well?" And Master Yang, "Oh, wow, it's too strong." Master Tang Yuan's anger is too strong. So he's terrified. So he ran away, basically. So eventually he went to Master Wei Shan, okay? And Master Wei Shan taught him, and taught him, and taught him, and taught him, okay? And what's, again, point number 3. You go to these teachers, they're quietly teaching you, and of course, you don't even know that you're being taught. It's very important for you, all of you who tune in today. I don't know about the future. All you who tune in today, you're being taught, you're giving instructions, but you don't get the instructions. That's just life, okay? And the teacher has to patiently wait and wait and wait until it's time to teach you. If you're given too much information, you run away, okay? If you run away to try to find answers somewhere else, you can't find it. Okay? And so anyway, so that happened with Master Wei Shan. Master Wei Shan looked at YongHua. He said, this guy has potential. So he quietly taught Master YongHua, prepared him, until one day, Master YongHua had the courage to say, okay, I've understood now a lot of stuff. But there's one thing that still bothers me after all these years, is this man who's stuck in the well. Okay? I will not explain everything to you, but I want you to explain. I want you only to understand the process behind it. Okay? So Master YongHua has been mulling this problem about the wells, the man stuck in the well for a long, long time. And Master Wei Shan was able to help him progress. Okay? But that big issue of the man stuck in the well, okay? I don't think any of you today can understand the meaning of that man stuck in the well. So that's why Master Wei Shan decided that when Master YongHua asked him that thing, Huatou, he asked him, Master, so what happened? This is what happened. I went to Master Sing Kong, I was there, and Master Tan Yin, I was there, and this is the answers I have, and that was given to me. Okay, so they instead of answering me, they asked me a question. So, what am I supposed to do with that? As Master Wei Shan said, Hui Ji! Is he here? And Master Wei Shan said, he's out. Okay, and that is so Master Wei Shan. Of course, don't try to understand. It's nothing to understand. The clue for all of you today, I'm willing to give you, is nothing to understand. Okay? It's just a process that the Chan training that you're not supposed to understand. Even as a Chan instructor here, you don't understand yet. Until one day, okay, you're good enough to be taught why it's the case. Got it? There are many levels. You're not there yet. Even when Master YongHua was there, Okay, he did not have to understand the principle behind this technique of teaching. It's only used on him that's good enough to help him at that point. But he was still not able to do what Master Wei Shan did for him. You understand? And so what Master Wei Shan did is he did something for Yang Shan by calling out his name. And that's how he helped. Okay? Help Yang Shan break through. Got that? Later, much later, Master Yang Shan was with Master Wei Shan for 15 years, so it's much later. Okay? He was ready to be taught, to teach Chan. Master Wei Shan allowed him to teach Chan. Very important point, you idiots. It's your teacher who allowed you to teach and told you to go out and teach. You don't decide to go on your own. Okay? So Master Yang Shan later was allowed to teach Chan, and Master Wei Shan certified him, and you are a very competent teacher. I'm very proud of you. Okay? And Master Yang Shan, he often brought up his experience, and he said his conclusion is, I got my Yang Shan name from Great Master Tan Yuan and my ground from Master Wei Shan. Here's why I asked you, what does it mean? I will not explain the principle before that. I only want you to answer me, what does it mean right here? That's all you are able to do. What does it mean? It means that I got my name from Tan Yuan, meaning that it's Great Master Tan Yuan who gave me my full ordination. My Yang Shan name, my name, Hui Ji, is actually given to me by my teacher, Master Tan Yuan. I'm grateful to him. That can never change. He gave it to me. Okay? It's an act of gratitude. Who I am today is because of this gift from my teacher, Master Tan Yuan. Got that? Number 2, and my ground from Wei Shan. What does it mean? My ground from Wei Shan. Wei Shan? Yes, DTT.
Master, does that mean that Master Wei Shan helped him to attain great enlightenment? The ground meaning like the Bodhisattva ground?
That's correct. What Master Yang Shan did at that time, okay, when Master Yang Shan asked, the time was right. So Master Wei Shan, what he did for Master Yang Shan, later Master Yang Shan realized actually Master Wei Shan helped him become enlightened. So he helped Master Wei Shan, helped Master Yang Shan reach 1G. So that's a confirmation from Master Yang Shan. Says, my teacher, he's the one who made it happen for me directly. So that's called certain teaching in a Wei Yang lineage. Right there, Master Yang Shan became enlightened with Master Wei Shan's help. At that moment, of course, at that time, Master Yang Shan didn't quite understand yet. That's why it took him many, many years later before he realized that, that's what he did for me. That's a technique he used for me. That's why he says, this is a confirmation. It says, you get your You get your fully ordained monk from your master, okay? But in a Chinese system, you allow to go and you encourage to go seek a better teacher who can help you become enlightened. And it happened for me. Meaning that you can rest assured that I will do that for you too. Because my teacher, Master Wei Shan, told me to go teach you idiots. Got that? So this is an underhanded way to say, yes, I can do that for you too. It's a gift for his disciples. Okay? Stop here today. Thank you, everyone.